Welcome back to BlipperHub. In our previous videos, we covered how to gather your product data, take an initial inventory, and merge everything together on the website. Now we are going to see how the iPhone app brings all of that work together for your actual day-to-day operations. When you first open the app, you will log in with the same username and password you created on the BlipperHub website. Notice that the tabs at the bottom are all disabled until we log in. Those tabs are Search, Add, Move, and Refresh, and they contain all the functionality you need for daily inventory management. Let me go ahead and log in now. Right after login, you will see this screen where you select which scan file to use. Remember from the website that after you merged your product datasheet with your inventory, you compiled a scan file. That compiled file is what powers this app and makes everything work. Most users will only have one scan file, but if you manage multiple warehouses or locations, you can create separate scan files for each one. I am going to select this one here. Perfect. Now we are on the search screen. This is your default landing page every time you use the app. You can see at the top which user is logged in and which scan file you are working with. If you need to change either of those, just log out and log in again. The search screen is your quick reference tool. You can search 3 different ways. You can scan or type a UPC code to find where an item is stored. You can type a product code if the UPC tag is missing from a returned item. You can also type a location name to see everything that is stored there. Let me show you how this works. I will click Retrieve and scan this barcode. Instantly, I can see the product details and all the locations where this item is stored. The system shows me the quantities at each location, ordered from highest to lowest, so I know to go to the location with the most items first. Now let me move to the Add tab. This is where you put new items away, and this is where BlipperHub really shines for daily operations. See those simple instructions below the banner? They say scan location, scan items, repeat, process. That is literally all you need to remember. Here is the workflow. You receive new inventory or you process customer returns. You click scan and you scan the location barcode first. That might be a shelf, a rack, or any location you have labeled with a barcode. Then you scan each item that goes to that location. When you move to the next location, you scan that location barcode and then scan those items. One quick tip: if you want to see what an item is while you are scanning, just swipe left on the UPC and tap View. The app will take you to the search screen so you can see the details. You can also toggle this auto search switch at the top right to automatically show details for every item you scan as you go. When you are finished with all your items, you hit Process. What happens when you hit Process is important to understand. The app sends all this data to the BlipperHub website. Your inventory file gets updated automatically at the top of the list. The system also creates an append file showing exactly what you added, and that becomes your history. The old inventory file gets renamed with a unique 6-digit suffix, so you can always roll back to it if you need to. All right, now let me show you the Move tab. Sometimes inventory needs to relocate. Maybe a shelf is getting too crowded, or you are reorganizing your storage. The instructions here are even simpler. They say, scan current, scan new, scan items, process. Let me show you how this works. First, I scan the current location where items are stored right now. Then, I scan the new location where they are going to be moved. Now I have 2 choices at this point. If I just hit Process right now, without scanning any items, everything at the old location will move to the new location. Every single item gets relocated. But if I only want to move specific items, I scan those items first before hitting Process. When I do that, only those scanned items will move from the old location to the new location. Now here is a power feature. See this Move By switch? By default, it is set to Move by UPC, which moves only the exact barcodes that you scan. But if you switch it to Move by Style, BlipperHub finds all variations of that item. It finds all sizes and all colors, and it even finds sizes that are currently sold out and not physically there for you to scan. It moves all of those inventory records to the new location. This is perfect when you are moving an entire product line and you do not want to scan every single variation individually. The Refresh tab is for when things have changed substantially at a location or with a product. Remember that BlipperHub is designed around what we call loose inventory management. You do not need perfect counts every single day for the system to work and help you find items. But sometimes a location gets reorganized or a product gets redistributed across multiple shelves, and you want to update that snapshot in the system. There are two modes here, and they are controlled by this switch that shows L or P. When the switch is set to L, that means refresh by location. This is the default mode. Use this when you have reorganized a shelf or a rack. You scan the location, you scan what is currently there, and you hit process. BlipperHub erases the old data for that specific location and replaces it with what you just scanned. Items at other locations remain completely untouched. When the switch is set to P, that means refresh by product. This is a more aggressive option. It updates your entire inventory file for the products you scan, regardless of which location they are stored at. What you scan becomes all that exists of those products in your entire system. You want to use this carefully, but it is very powerful when you need it. Finally, let me talk about mistakes, because we all make them. That is why every action you take creates a history file. Look at this, inventory update history. You can see the current inventory at the top, and then each change you made appears below it with timestamps and unique identifiers. To roll back to a previous state, you swipe left on the inventory file you want to return to. Everything above it, meaning all newer changes, will be deleted when you confirm. You tap rollback, and within 5 to 10 seconds, BlipperHub deletes those newer files, restores your old inventory, rebuilds your merge file, and recompiles your scan file. You are back to that exact point in time. If you want to keep a record of what you are about to delete, just go to the website first and download those scan files before you perform the rollback. That way, you have a backup if you need to reference what you did. And that is the BlipperHub iPhone app. It integrates seamlessly with everything you set up on the website: your product data sheets, your initial inventory, and your compiled scan files, all work together to create a practical tool for daily operations. Finding items, putting returns away, moving inventory, and refreshing locations are all right here in your pocket. Thanks for watching. If you have questions, join us on Discord or email us at administrator@blipperhub.com.